Hello. I'm Sheri Bannister. I'm going to use this time before the slides start. Okay. So I have a company called Spin Creative, which is a visual identity and continuity company. I work for many large companies in Atlanta, not so many in Vermont yet. But one of the things we talk to our customers about are trends going forward in 2013. So what we talk a lot about is, and going forward is social, local, mobile, social media, acting locally, and mobile communications. Customized information, more and more people want to be able to customize the information that they get from you as a business or you as a creative. And creating relevant content, meaning things that people want to discover and find, and also creating helpful apps. How do they get around? So women is something that came up over and over again, how they are a peer influencer in their groups. Businesses know they need women to not only buy their products, but also to speak their praises. They want them to get out there and talk about it. Women like rewards. They want to be rewarded for their effort, including coupons, special offers, contents. They want to learn something. So what does a modern woman look like? The women that we're talking to in marketing. They're more educated than they've ever been. They now have surpassed men going into college and getting college degrees. More women graduate high school, and more they're seeking more advanced degrees. So they're smarter than ever. In terms of working, they have, because of this better education, they're getting better jobs that pay more. Now because there's no longer brawn and its brains because of the change in the working sector, now that more and more women are able to contribute in a way that's not building and lifting heavy things, it's less body, more brain. So, and less women are staying home with families, they're actually working outside of the home. So the current family doesn't look like the stereotypical family that we think of, a husband, 2 kids, mom stays at home. 40% of all births now are to unwed mothers. And only 4% of families are actually fall under that traditional model where the women stay home and there's, one father. So women say that the independence in general is the most important life goal that they have. And that being a good parent is actually more important than marriage. And that increased numbers of women are choosing to opt out of parenting altogether. Part of that is because they now have a lot more options and control over their own reproduction health. They have all these options and all the things. So this is kind of the modern woman. Social media, women dominate social media. Probably everyone knows that already. Instant messaging, email. They spend 8% more time online daily than men and 40% more time on social media than men as an average. 92% rely on peer-to-peer recommendations before they make a purchase. Smartphones, 50% of smartphone users are women, and they use them to do what everyone does. They stay in touch with people, they check their bank accounts, they stay in touch with their family, they social media, they shop. Women and moms are on the phone 6 hours a day, typically. And they admit that they like their smartphone better than sex. That is true. Men, you might need to work on that. Influencers. Women, 85% of all consumer purchases are made by the influence of women. They may not be buying it, but they are influencing the purchase. That's an important point when you think that 91% of women feel that they are unrepresented when it comes to marketing. They do not feel that they are properly represented. They don't even really feel like they're being talked to on their level. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. So mostly the old cliches are the norm. Those cliches include women as mothers, wives, sexually promiscuous, or brides, or the virgin aspect is what we call it. They often, when they're shown doing things like this. Yoga, cooking, children, there's still very, very much a traditional lend to this. So we're going to talk about, this is our little case study, which is easy, I know, low-lying fruit. Let's talk about the big game, the Super Bowl. So 46% of the viewers of the Super Bowl are women. 55% of American women watch a regular season game, and they account for 20% of all fantasy football groups, okay? So you think, yeah, surely they're gonna talk to women in a way that they wanna be talked to during the advertising. But instead, they went for We all saw the very long kissing shot between the two at the top for GoDaddy. You have the crazy ex-girlfriend in the Toyota commercial, and you actually have Mercedes, which at the bottom there, which was sexual assault. This kid actually walks in, grabs a girl, kisses her, gets punched by the boyfriend, and he drives home smiling with his bloody eye. Really? So those are some conversations. So obviously sex sells. You guys have all heard that. I've heard it 1,000 times in my business. So what they decided to do there was not only sell sex and objectify women, but also men. In that, thinking that that's how we'll reach the women. We're gonna sell sex to them too. But I'll tell you who really liked them, my gay male friends. They really like those commercials. So they're still selling to men, it's just a little different. So these are the words, this is really how you are gonna talk to women, right? Those are the things that we respond to, and it's authenticity above anything else. This is a hugely successful campaign by Dove. Many of you have probably seen some of the things that they're doing. It's considered groundbreaking because those are real women. And they're doing what women do. They have all different body types, and they're actually discussing and acting in ways that women do. Here's the problem. Sorry, guys. These are the people that do your advertising, typically. There's only 2% of all creative directors and ad agencies are women. So what's easy is to really fall back on those old stereotypes when you're talking to women. Hey, we're gonna talk to women. You know what? They like babies. They like to do yoga. Let's just, we'll just talk about that, and we'll really just sell to the men because that's more fun, right? So instead, we need to really, as women, start thinking about how to talk to them in a smarter way. How do we speak to them and understand their nuances, what moves them, how they communicate with each other? It's complicated. It's much, much harder than talking in a very simple way. So that's what I was talking about today, just as a matter of discussion, something to think about. And women, we really need to stop really just starting to take control of our own messaging, I think.